April Fools. We have the class. No April Fools there. Sit back on your heels, stretch your arms out in front of you, but make them not active at this moment. So just allow your body to kind of melt into this. And just allow your hips to sink back to your heels and your belly soften in between your arms. And just let your arms be relaxed. Don't extend them fully into that extended child's pose. Just kind of sit in some stillness here and some softness. You can roll your head from side to side, just massaging out the temples or from temple to temple. And then as you start to lengthen your breath, start to extend your arms a little bit more with strength. Begin to lift the wrists, the forearms, the elbows off the floor. And let's take this day to remind ourselves to be nice to ourselves, to be gentle to ourselves. Breathe side to side, top to bottom. Spread your fingers nice and long. And just lift your head and chest up as you walk your hands over to the right side. Put your left hand on top of your right hand. Just remind yourselves that some of you are coming out of injuries, and some of you are coming out of being under the weather, as they say. So just be thoughtful of yourself. Inhale, walk to center, and walk over to the other side. Inhale, come back to center. Push your hips back to your heels. And then let's walk our hands back. Cross one leg in front of the other. And have a seat on the floor behind your heels. And if you have two blocks and you like the blocks underneath your knees, or if you'd like to sit on one block, you can just elevate, if your hips are tight or anything's going on. And just as you sit up, cross your ankles or cross your legs a little bit above your ankles so the heels might go underneath the knees. And then push your thumbs into that space that we talk about a lot between the hip and the thigh. And just give yourself a little space there. And just remind yourself to keep that long space lifted off your pelvis. Then bring your hands just to the top of your knees and close your eyes to press your shoulder blades down. Pull the shoulder blades, the scapula towards each other and down towards your tailbone. Keep your chin parallel to the floor as you just sit up nice and tall. So sometimes the assistance to our hands holding onto our thighs is very helpful to keeping us upright. Take a breath in and expand your chest. Press down through your arms so your lats are engaged. And then bring your chin now to your chest, pull your belly button into your spine, and roll backwards. So you're going to decrease that length between your hips and your thigh, just a little bit. Inhale, pull yourself up, re-extend, and fold a little bit forward. Exhale, bring the chin to the chest and roll back. So like a cat-cow, sitting on our sitting bones here, forward and back of our sitting bones, a couple times on your own. And then let's go round and round and round and round in circles. So making some movements out of your pelvis. Use your arms. And then reverse to the other direction. Make your way back to the center. Sit up nice and tall once again. Press down through your legs. So, sitting on a block, if your hips are very tight, will also help to drop those hips down. Inhale, stretch your arms all the way up. Reach your fingers to the sky. Exhale, turn your torso to the right. Inhale, come back to center and turn your torso to the left on the exhale. Inhale, turn your torso to the center. Exhale, walk your hands forward. Stop when you first feel the resistance and stop when your hips are beginning to lift up, so don't let them lift up. Reach the fingers forward to push the hips back, soften the belly in between your thighs. Inhale, lift your chest, walk your hands back in, lift all the way up, lean back, shake out the cross of your legs, switch the cross of your legs. You might have one side that, even though it's our more familiar side, one side that feels more comfortable than the other, could be either side. And once again, place your hands on, well, first push your hands onto your hips and just gently press down, giving a little bit lift out of the pelvis. And take your hands down back to your knees. Inhale, stretch the arms overhead. Exhale, turn to the right. This time we'll drop the left arm down, right arm behind you. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist to the right. Relax your left shoulder. Inhale, right arm lifts up and floats over. Exhale, arm across the chest, lift your chest up. Pull your belly in and round backwards. So get a nice stretch across the upper back, lower back as well. Inhale, release your arms back up overhead. Exhale, turn to your left side, right arm outside, left thigh, left arm behind you, more towards the right side. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twist. Inhale, sweep your left arm up. Exhale, left hand crosses the body. Inhale, lift your chest. And then exhale, once again, pull back and just, go into your turtle shell here. Scoop out your belly. Good. Inhale, release the arms all the way up. Exhale, hinge forward, fold forward, walk your hands out, push your hips back. So just let the breath be your guide here, right? If you have a little bit more space, take the space, but don't collapse over onto your hands. Lift your hips up, keep them down. Inhale, lift your chest and walk your hands back in. Take your blocks if you have them anywhere and remove them. Place your feet onto the floor. Bring your hands behind your back and take your pinky edges of your feet to the edges of the mat and just rock side to side. E.T., just so you know, I can't see. Uh-oh. All right, so my Wi-Fi just went out and you keep going side to side. Keep rocking side to side and hold to one side then the other. Here we are, we're back again. I don't know what's going on. I know, I'm so sorry. All right, so E.T., just drop your camera for a little bit because I can't see anything. All right, so hold to one side in our Y. I hope that doesn't happen again. And then hold to the other side. Oh, I don't know if you're getting the music now. I'm going to change it so you can. Bring your legs back to center. Push yourself up, and if you have a block, have a seat on the block. And just sit in a nice wide-legged position with your arms on the floor, inside of your thighs. I'm going to give you back the music for those online with me. And I don't want you to miss the good music. All right, so you're sitting in Malasana with your arms on the floor, in between your thighs, and it's hugging your knees around your triceps here. And once again, pull your belly to your spine and kind of round your middle back. Reach your fingers a little bit more forward. And then inhale, broaden your collarbones as you sit up. Bring your hands to your heart center. So support it on a block. If you don't have a block or pillows or something that can elevate you, then just sit closer to the floor and try to make this a little less active than we would do perhaps later in class. One more big breath. Exhale, hands to the floor. Now we're going to lift our hips up so you can move the block off to the side. Bring your blocks to the top of your mat, but keep your feet wide here. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Bend your knees. Right now, bend your knees a lot. Plant your palms to the floor. But keep your arms outstretched and then shift your shoulders over your wrists. So the heels are still on the floor. Inhale. Lengthen your spine. We're going to turn to the right side. So turn both feet to the right side. They should be a little bit separated. Hands on the floor or the blocks. Bend your front knee and straighten your back leg. Not over straightening. Don't hyperextend it. It's easy to let that happen on the back leg here. Square your hips. Inhale. And exhale, then bend both knees. And then sit your weight back into your left leg and lift your right toes up. And the leg can be straight or bent. Again, if hands are on your blocks, you're probably going to have a little bit more height through that. Right? So feel free to have those blocks near you. I'm going to keep my knees softly bent because I pretty much have to. Good. Inhale. Then exhale the toes down. Bend both knees again. If you have blocks, go ahead and bring them out in front of you. Shift your weight into your right foot and float your left leg off the floor just enough. Hips are squared, toes down. And then is an early little piece of work here. Right hand stays on the block. Left hand moves to the hip. We begin to straighten the right leg and turn your torso to the left side. Toes point forward, stack your shoulders. So lift your right knee up. Breathe. And then if you want to float the left arm up, half moon Ardha Chandrasana. Breathe in, breathe out. Open your heart. Inhale. And exhale. Left hand down. Feet back on the floor. Bend both knees. Round your spine. Come all the way back up to standing. Take the blocks with you if you have them. Turn to the front. Inhale. And then exhale. Fold over. And let's walk over to the left side. So if you had the blocks, take them with you. Your right foot should be in line with your right hip. So we're not on a tightrope or in maybe a train track. Bend both knees and plant your hands on the floor of the blocks. You know I love the blocks. So keep your front knee bent and straighten your back leg, shifting a little bit backwards. Not too much, right? We don't want to hyperextend the knee. Lift the kneecap up as opposed to back. I'm just checking to see if we're still frozen at all. And then straighten sit a little bit back into the back leg, bend the knee, and straighten the front legs, toes up. That's it. And then bend both knees, walk your hands a little further out. Begin to float your right leg off the floor. Turn your toes down. My left leg is still pretty bent here and can stay bent the whole time. And if you'd like to begin to straightening it as you open your hip to the right side, right hand on your hip, stack your shoulders, flex your right foot, and maybe even float the right arm up in the air. Hug the left hip underneath you. Rotate your torso, take another breath. Empty the breath, hand down, square your hips. Bring both feet to the floor, separating your feet. Round your spine to come up to standing. If you have your blocks, take them. And turn around to face the front of the room. Walk to the front of your mat. Feet a little bit closer together. Blocks on either side. Stand up nice and tall. Ground your feet, big toe, little toe, ball of the foot, heel of the foot down. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, touch the floor, shins or the blocks. Let your head go down. Inhale, float yourself back up to standing. Bring the arms with you overhead. Exhale, touch the prayer to your heart center. Release your arms by your side. Inhale, float your arms up. Exhale, fold your weight. You can swan dive or take it through center. Hands on the floor, shins, blocks. Let your head go. Inhale, lengthen, press down, rise up. Just warming up a little bit more spine and back body. Hands to prayer. Release the arms. Inhale, let's do it one more time. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to floor, shins, blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, press down, rise up. Arms come overhead. Exhale, bring the prayer to your heart center. Release your arms by your side. Tie your ponytails. Stand up nice and tall and firm. So whenever you're in this pose, grounding through the feet, lifting through the pelvis, lengthening through the torso, all the way up the neck to the crown of the head. Open your eyes, stretch your arms up. Exhale, forward fold your way, hands to floor, shins or blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, right foot steps all the way back and lower the right knee to the floor. Release the back foot. Drop your hip down. Press down firmly through your left leg. Inhale, lift your arms up. Think about that lift out of the pelvis. Reach your arms all the way up. Spread your fingers. Bring the ribs down so no pushing out in that top rib. Exhale, hands to the floor, blocks. Tuck your back toes underneath you. Lift the knee up. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Walk your dog from side to side. Inhale, float your right leg in the air, nice and high. Exhale, send your right foot through. Lower your left knee. Release the foot. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up overhead. Sink your hips down, but lift out of the pelvis. No rib cage pooching. One more breath. Exhale, hands to the floor. Tuck your back toes underneath you. Lift the knee up. Look forward. Exhale, feet to hands. Halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Press down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, prayer to your heart center. Release your arms by your side. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to floor, shins or blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your left foot back. Lower your left knee. We just came from here. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Drop your hips low. Lift your heart. Release the ribs down towards the hips. Inhale. Exhale, hands down, tuck your left toes underneath you, and step back into downward facing dog. Inhale, float your left leg high to the sky. Exhale, send it through with energy. Lower your right knee to the floor, release the toes. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, sink a little lower, hug hips in. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor, tuck your right toes under. Inhale, lift your knee. Exhale, feet together, top of the mat. Inhale, and exhale, fold. Press down, inhale, rise up. Exhale, prayer to your heart. Release your arms by your side. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, right foot steps back, right knee lowers. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, low lunge, hands down, knee up. Inhale, step back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, float the right leg up. Exhale, step the right foot through. Lower the left knee to the floor. Inhale, stretch your arms up overhead. Exhale, hands down, left toes tuck underneath you. Lift the knee, look forward. Inhale, step your feet together. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, press down, rise up, bring the arms overhead. Exhale, prayer to the heart. Release the arms by your side. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, send the left leg back. Lower the left knee to the floor. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands down, toes tuck. Inhale, step back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts high to the sky. Exhale, step your left foot through, lower your right knee. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands down, toes tuck. Inhale, look forward, step together. Exhale, fold. Stay here for a moment. Inhale, halfway lift. Separate your feet hips width if they're not. Take your peace finger grip around your big toes. Press your thumb in between your fingers and your toes. Look forward, inhale. Exhale, elbows out to the side. Keep a bend in the knees, a lot or a little, as you bring your head towards your shins. Pulling your toes with your hands and pushing your hands with your toes. One more breath. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Release your hands to your hips, rise up to standing. Release your arms down by your side. Find stillness. Bring your feet a little bit closer together. Shift your weight to your left leg, lift your right knee up. Open your right knee to the right side and place the foot into tree pose. Hug your left hip in. Hands to your heart center. Hug firmly, muscle to bone. So hug the left hip in towards the midline. Pull the right toes down towards the floor. Lift out of your waistline. Inhale, stretch the arms to the sky, fingertips touching. Lift out of your waistline. Inhale. Find the firmness. Exhale. And then inhale as you bring prayer to the heart. Exhale, step down, arms down. Find some stillness. Inhale. Bend your left knee, bring it up. Open up the hip, take the hands and guide the left foot to the inner thigh or below the knee or on the floor. Hug your right hip into the center, tailbone underneath you. Find some stillness, and when you do, begin to stretch the arms up. Keep tucking your tailbone underneath you. Good. Inhale. Exhale, hands to prayer, step down. Release your arms. Stand in stillness. Inhale, stretch your arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step to downward facing dog, hips up in the air. Bring your feet together. Inhale, float your right leg high in the sky and open up your right hip. Exhale, send your right leg through the center into your low lunge. Turn your back foot on its side, have a block near the outside of your left foot. Put your right hand on that block, left hand to your hip. Turn your torso to the left side, hug your knee to your tricep. Let's do it at your bicep. Left arm can come up, now hold the shoulder, right thigh parallel to the floor. Lift out of your waistline. Spread your arms from top to bottom. Good, breathe. Press firmly into your back foot as well as your front, right? So big toe, little toe, ball of the foot, reach up, up, up. Push down, look down. Inhale, rise up, reverse it. Left arm down, right arm up. Turn your palm away from you. Draw your left hip towards your right knee and lift out of your right waistline. Look. Breathe. Inhale, take your hands to the floor. Spin it around. Left arm down, right arm up, open twist. You could also have your back knee on the floor. Breathe in, breathe out. One more breath, find a little bit more space. Exhale, hands down, step into high plank. Pause and plank. Shoulders over wrists, knees can be down. Bend your elbows, go halfway down, chaturanga. Roll through upward dog or cobra. Downward dog, hips come high in the sky. Feet together, back on the mat. Inhale, left leg lifts high. Exhale, open up the hip. Bend the knee, kick it out a couple times. Hug your right hip into your center line. Inhale, bring your left knee through center. Exhale, step it through between your two hands. Turn your right foot on its side. If you have a block, take it to the outside of your left foot. Place your left hand on that. Right hand on your hip. Turn your torso to the right side. Stack your shoulders. Left thigh parallel to the floor. Once you've got all that, right arm can come up, stacking on top of your left arm. Think about your back pinky toe pressing down firmly as well as the other toes. So there's a little lift in the inner arch of your foot. Reach up and down in opposition, look down. Inhale, press down, rise up, right arm down, left arm up. Turn your palm back, pull your right hip towards your left knee, get a nice release in the left side body. Reach up. Lift out of that pelvis, lift out of your waistline. Inhale, release your hands to the floor. Turn it around, right hand down. Left arm opens up, twist. Find space, you've got about 5 breaths here. Back leg is firm. Inhale and exhale. Another breath. Good. Empty the breath, hands to the floor, blocks, look forward. Inhale, step back, high plank, pause. Shift a little forward, bend your elbows. Knees are always an option. Roll up and through or on your belly. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips high in the sky. Bring your feet together. Inhale, float your right leg up and open up your right hip. Just hold here for a moment, square your shoulders, and then bring your right knee back through center and step it through. Turn your left foot on its side, right hand on the block outside the right thigh. Believe me, that is the easiest way to get length in your body, right, rather than collapsing. And then stretch your left arm up. Side angle pose, back leg is firm. So we know what's going on in the front side of the body, but we don't pay attention all the time to that back foot. So keep it firm as you look down. Inhale, rise up, reverse. Exhale, begin to straighten your front leg, and then take your arms up shoulder height and adjust your hips. Stand your back foot in a little bit closer. Bump your hips to the left, reach your torso to the right, and then take your right hand inside, outside, foot shin, or a block on its highest height outside your calf. Left arm then goes over the shoulder. Open up your heart, breathe. So think about lifting the right side of your torso up and in. Don't forget the back leg is as equally as important as your front leg. Look down at your right toes. Inhale, come up, reverse the straight legs. Exhale, bend your front knee, reach your right arm forward, hand on the floor or the block inside or outside or in front of the right leg. And just like we did earlier on, stack your shoulders and hips, then begin to open up, left arm comes up, open your torso to the left side. Breathe. Inhale. Half moon pose. Exhale. Now keep hugging your right hip in strong. Exhale, lower your left hand, square your hips, bend your standing leg, and step your feet together at the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, push down, rise up, stand tall. Exhale, prayer to the heart. Move your weight to your left leg. Open your right leg out to the side. Bring your right foot to the inside of the thigh or inner calf. Hug your hips into the center. Inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky. Shoulders down, away from the ears. Lengthen out of your rib cage. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Release your foot. Bend your bottom knee. Hinge forward. Hands to the floor. Right toes down. Left hand on the floor or the block. Open to the right side. We are now in our half moon on our left foot. Stack your shoulders. Right arm comes up. Breathe in. Lengthen out of your right hip, exhale. Bend your left knee. Send your right leg back to the back of the mat. Turn the toes forward. Left hand on a block outside your left leg. Open up, side angle pose. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Press down firmly, look down. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, straighten your front leg, arms shoulder height, and bring your back foot in a little bit closer. Bump your hips to the right, reach out to the center, reach, 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 reach. Exhale, left hand down, inside, outside, foot shin or block, right arm up over your shoulders, stack it. So lift your knees up, don't pull them back. Press firmly into both sides of your feet, the ball of the foot, the heel as well. Triangle pose. Feel like you're being pulled up and down at the same time. Inhale, look down at your left toes. Rise up, reverse, exhale. Lift out of your waistline. Inhale, bend your front knee. Left hand in front or to the side or on a block. Right leg spins up and open. Open your heart. Right arm comes up. Half moon pose. Same side. Exhale, hand down, square your hips, and then step your feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press down, rise up, bring the arms with you overhead. Exhale to the heart center. Weight in the right leg, open up your left hip. Take your left foot above or below your knee. Find yourself back in tree pose on your right foot. Tailbone underneath you, lift out of your waistline. Stretch your arms up if you'd like. Keep hugging right hip to the midline. Breathe in, 3, 2. Bring your hands to prayer. Release your left leg. Begin to hinge forward as you kick the right leg behind you. Hands to the floor, blocks. Left arm up, left hip opens up, right leg straightens out. Breathe in. Exhale, bend your right knee, step all the way back. Right hand outside the right thigh, left arm up. Take the left arm now up and over your head, palm down, open your heart. So spin your torso open. Inhale, look down to rise up in reverse. Exhale, straighten your front leg, arms shoulder height. Bump your back foot in closer. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, right hand down, left arm up, triangle pose. Inhale, reverse the triangle, right arm up, left arm down. Exhale, step back into that same half moon. Right arm down, left arm up, hug your hips in, open out the left side. Inhale, release your hands, square your hips. Exhale, feet together. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, prayer to the heart. Inhale, weight on the left leg, right leg lifts. Tree pose. Hands in prayer or bring the arms up overhead. Hug your left hip into the midline. Good. Now from here, bring your hands to your heart. Release your foot. Begin to open up your hip. And then as you exhale, the left arm only comes down and we spin open. And you know what? It is what it is. Whatever happens here, happens here. Whatever happens here, stays here, right? Bend your left knee, step all the way back. Left hand outside left foot. Side angle pose. This one takes the right arm overhead, palm down, and then spin your torso up. Left thigh parallel to the floor. Back leg firm, firm, firm. Inhale, look down to rise up, reverse, exhale. Inhale, come up and straighten your front leg, bump your back foot in. Exhale, hips to the right, torso out, left hand on the foot, shin, block, inside, or I like it outside, and I get the most space in my torso. Inhale, come back and reverse it. Exhale, bend your front knee. Reach out in front or to the side or on your block and float your right leg up and in the air for half moon pose in 3, 2, right arm down, hips squared, feet together on the floor. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bring the prayer to your heart. Inhale, weight on the right leg. Open up your left hip and place it where you'd like for tree. We're not here long now. Take your arms up or down. And then exhale, prayer to the heart. Release the leg. Start to open the hip as you bend your right knee. Find yourself slowly in space, opening back up into your half moon pose. Bend your right knee. Step all the way back. Straighten your right leg as you rise up. Turn yourself to your left side. Take your hands now, adjust your feet. You might not be parallel to each other. Take your arms behind your back and place your fingers, lift your chest up. And then exhale, fold forward in between your two legs. Put a bend in the knees, as much or as little as you'd like. Head down to the floor if you have a headstand here. This is a great time to take that practice with your head on the floor, arms bent, or find yourself here. If you're staying in the forward fold, release your arms to your back and switch the cross of your fingers, then bring the arms back overhead. Inhale and exhale. Good, release your hands now underneath your shoulders, look up. Exhale, turn to the front of your space. 2 hands on the inside of your right leg. Heel toe your right foot to the right side, turn it out to the side, and lengthen out of your left hip, hands on the floor or the blocks. Lower your left knee to the floor. Release the top of the foot. Good, breathe. Take your right hand on top of your right thigh. Rotate your torso. Come onto the edge of the right foot. Come onto the edge of the left foot. Drop your left hip down. Look behind you. Inhale, come back to center. Hands down. Tuck your left toes underneath you. We're going to make this easy. Come back to the center as you turn to your left side, but not so easy on camera, right? Turn all the way to the back of your room. Left knee is forward. Heel toe your left foot out to the side. Turn it out. Hands to the floor, so I'm facing the back of my mat. Right knee comes down. Drop your hips through. And then take your left hand on your left knee. Roll to the outer edges of both feet. Drop your hips down. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Inhale, come back to center. Tuck your right toes underneath you. Lift the knee up. Turn to the right side. Come all the way back to the center. Step your right foot to meet your left foot. Back of the mat. Top of a plank push-up position. Shift forward. Lower just your hips. Bend your knees to the earth. Push your hips to your heels, child's pose. Sit back on your heels, come up to your knees, bring your arms over, come up to your shins. Bring your arms overhead. Exhale, left hand outside right leg, right arm behind you. Stay right here. Or lift your hips up and take your left arm up and push your hips forward. You could also have your back hand on a block. Exhale, sweep it down. Come back to center for stillness. Exhale. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Left arm behind you, right arm outside your left thigh. Inhale for length. Exhale, stay here, or lift your hips up, and then spin your right arm back, lift your heart open. And release it, exhale. Come back around to center. Lift your chest up. Inhale, bring your hands to your hips, rise up to your knees, pad them if you'd like. Separate your knees, hips width apart. Hands on your hips in either direction, elbows squeeze in, lift your heart up. Open your eyes, open your chest, open your mind. Look up towards the ceiling and then look towards the back of the ceiling, towards it behind you. And some of you will grab your heels, push your hips forward. Maybe the head goes back. Camel pose. Press firmly through your feet. Hands to your hips, rise up. And then go back and sit on your heels. Take one hand on top of the other, close your eyes. I like to take the dominant hand, and even though I'm a righty, it seems my left hand is dominant for me a lot, outside of writing. Tuck your chin into your chest. Take your hands now to your heels and cup them with your hands. Bring your forehead to your knees as you bow. Bring the top of the head to the floor as you lift your hips off on your heels, round your spine. Press firmly through your top of your foot and shin and round your spine. Inhale, relax. Arms by your side. Slowly roll up, tuck your chin to your chest. And then come back around, bring your feet in front of you. And if your camera is not on the floor, go ahead and adjust your camera for those of you at home, so I can see your beautiful faces and bodies. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Good. Lift up the flesh and just rock side to side so we have some level hips here, toes up, arms down where they can be on the blocks. Inhale, bend your right knee and place the foot inside the thigh, just like tree pose. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, fold over your legs. If you have the space, grab your wrist with your hand, or you can grab a block or a strap or towel if you don't have the space. And if you're modifying hamstrings, bend your knee. Breathe. So pulling against, if you have the space to pull against your foot, and if you bend your knee, you have that space as well. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release your hands, release it. Turn your right leg a little bit more open, so you're more now facing a diagonal. Left hand on the inside of your thigh, right arm up and over, stretch. And I like to use my arm against my thigh to open up, just like that triangle pose and the side angle pose. Rotate the torso up and open. And the arm can come over. Some of you will grab your foot with one, some of you with two hands. Breathe. Good. Inhale, come up, right arm down, left arm up. Open up your hips. Be dramatic or not. Exhale, release. Turn yourself forward. Right leg out in front of you, adjust the flesh. Sit up tall. Bend your left knee. Open your left hip. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, hinge forward. And just remember, each side is going to be different. Sometimes I like to cover my knee with a block underneath it. Breathe and pull against your arms and your legs to give you that space in your body, that upper back, nice release, nice stretch across the wide part of our upper back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release it. Time to stand up. Take your knee and open it a little bit more to the left side so your body turns a little more diagonal. Right arm on the inside. Open up, left arm up and over. And again, I'm using my arm against my leg to get that most out of my waistline rotation. And then, then you choose, do you want to hold on one or two arms, or just keep your arm on the inside, even on a block. Inhale, rise up. Left arm down, right arm up, push your hips forward. Make it dramatic or not. Exhale, release your hands, release your hips, face front. Two legs in front of you, lift your hips up. Inhale, stretch your arms overhead. Exhale, hinge forward. And grab a hold of the tops of your feet or your bent knees or strap or towel. Inhale. And then fold, exhale. Keep lengthening the crown of the head forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release your hands. Sit up tall. Inhale. Chin to chest. Exhale, round your spine. Roll down slowly, slowly, slowly. When you get all the way down to the floor, hug your knees into your chest. Open your arms to a T. Shift your hips to the right. Let your knees fall to the left side twist. Left hand on top of right thigh, right arm overhead. Inhale back to your center. Shift your hips left, let your knees fall to the right, twist. Right hand on the outside of the thigh, left arm overhead. Inhale, open your arms to a T. Exhale, draw your knees back to center. Hold on to the tops of your foot, shin. Bring yourself into a tight ball. Lift your head and shoulders up. Good. Now take a hold of the back of your legs and stretch your legs in the air. Reach your arms to your legs. Lift everything you can off the floor. It doesn't have to be huge. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug your knees to your chest. Stretch your left leg forward, right knee to the chest. Left hand takes the knee across the body. One more time for a twist. If you have the space, extend your right leg out. If you're working with hamstring issues and this is too much, keep a bent knee, or put a block underneath your inner thigh. Come back to center as you rebend the knee. Bring both knees back together. Tight little ball. Exhale, head down, right leg straight, left knee into your chest. Inhale. Exhale, right hand takes the knee across the body, twist. If you have the space, extend and the desire, extend the leg out. Inhale, bend your knee, come back to center, bend both knees, and take one happy baby, holding onto the outside of your feet, inside of your feet, wherever you like. Rock on your spine. And then hold happy baby. Draw your knees together. Exhale, send your legs out in front of you. Stretch your arms over your head. Reach all the way long, long, long. Take a big breath in. And then exhale, settle in to your Shavasana. For those at home, stay fit, stay healthy.